Hello, and welcome to Our Ventura TV. My name is MB Hanrahan, and today my guest is Berta Payan. And Berta is a Chicana activist, and she is the creator and the director of the Westpark Story Project.
Yeah.
I always want to throw the 805 in there. Okay, so Berta, for context, Westpark is as it sounds, it is a recreational center. It is on the far west edge of West Harrison Street, off of the avenue. What is your connection to Westpark?
My connection to Westpark started when I was a teenager, probably about 13 years old. I went to Westpark and we did programs there, dances, barbecues, recreational activities. Westpark was built in 1950.
Oh, wow.
Westpark was it's the oldest recreation facility in the city.
Oh.
It was built in 1950. I worked there 5 times in my life.
Oh, wow.
And the last time as the gang prevention and intervention coordinator. So deep connection. I also have a lot of documents and pictures and reports and that demonstrated what we did back then. Did some great things. Yeah.
So why don't you describe how did Westpark serve the community in your time?
Yeah, in my time. Let me see. So in the about 75, 76, we got rehired. We created a little coffee shop room, and we were talking about doing murals. It was really empowering at that time to have Chicano murals. The kids would buy into it, they would develop it, and then they would protect it. So we went to East LA to check out their murals, came back, and I actually found an ad in the Star Free Press recruiting the artists for that project in 1978. So the mural on top of Westpark is the first Chicano community mural on the avenue in the city of Ventura.
Really?
Yes.
The one that we see from the 33 freeway that's in like a half moon shape?
Yes.
And it's not the one that exists now. It was one before that.
Yes. In 1978, Ricardo Delgado was hired as the artist, and he worked again. All of our murals were youth-led.
Okay.
Worked with the youth, came up with the concept, and it was very simple. There was probably only 4 images, along with a poem. A lot of coverage, great documentation, good opportunity. Later on, we did some more murals with Manuel Unzueta.
Well, let me just stop you there because there's a mashup of murals, an actual panel on the Pura Avenida mural that's on Wall Street in in Ventura, and it says Westpark and it has all these different images. Why don't you explain that a little bit and then go into how that reflects the history?
Okay, so I returned to the Avenue about 2021.
Okay.
I heard that they were creating a mural on Wall Street and that they were having some issues. So I went to meet the artists and offered my services.
Issues in?
I guess getting approval.
Okay.
Having the community approve the mural. They got approval, we painted it. Well, actually, they got approval, and I brought you in, is what happened.
Thank you.
When I came back, I wanted to start the project, and I thought the best person to do that with is you. And the mural that we have up there is called the Westpark Legacy Mural. What you did an awesome job with is taking 6 different murals.
Wow.
That were painted between 76 and 96. And that's what's on that mural. So it was amazing. It contains the poem still that we have on it. It's very relevant.
So the artists that you lined up, where you said Manuel Unzueta, who's still alive, and who else?
Okay. So we had Chris Martinez,
Okay.
Very well known for his, caricatures mostly.
But he did a lot of murals too in
Yeah,
town
he
for the
did
schools.
a very powerful mural for us. It was called Salve los Niños. It was in an area where we were having a lot of drugs, crime, drive-bys, and it was a really, really good mural.
So not all the murals that you that were sourced through Westpark ended up on Westpark.
No, we did murals throughout Ventura. We did a mural in Saticoy. We created the Cesar Chavez bust that sits in front of Cesar Chavez Elementary School in Colonia.
Wow.
So the murals are everywhere. Sheridan Way, Avenue Liquor. That mural is called "It's Not Cool to Target Kids." That one received a national award.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Doesn't exist. And that's what, when I came back, I noticed, where's all my murals? And why aren't they documented? When I went online, I couldn't find any of them documented. So that's how it came about.
Okay, so on the original mural that was in the half moon shape that faces south,
Right.
And you can see it from the 33 freeway, there was a poem. So why don't you talk about your connection with the Let It Be Known poem? Because now that mural is called the Let It Be Known mural.
So I used to write poetry when I was a teenager. What teenage girl didn't? And I came across that poem. I was activated with the Chicano movement about the same time. And the original poem said, awaken all ye people of La Raza, let it be known that a psychological being must know who they are and where they come from in order to orient themselves to their natural being. If one is ignorant of their natural being, then one is left to wander in self-delusion. I didn't write it. I don't even remember where I found it, tell you the truth, but they liked it and they put it up there. You kept it in the recreation. I think it's a very powerful message.
So what you're alluding to, which not everybody knows, is that some years after, many years after Ricky Delgado and the youth painted that original Let It Be Known mural, it had been it faded out so much so that, and here me, newcomer to town in the early 90s, after Moses and I did the Tortilla Flats mural, you invited me to join in the same process, working with the kids. And because the mural was so well loved, we took elements from the mural and recreated them. So it's called a recreation. It is a recreation with some updates and reorganized, but it has the spirit of the original mural.
Yeah, all input from the community. I mean, they had to prove everything the first time. You met with a lot of the youngsters when you redid it. So yeah, it's always been youth-led, created, and especially during times where they were facing some challenges themselves, as young people. So they contributed to the art in our city that a lot of people don't know about.
And those people are now way grown as per restoring the mural out in Sataquoy.
Yeah, we had probably about 3 generations of Avenue people that were involved in these projects. So when we do our events, it's the grandma, the son, the kids. So a lot of them don't know everything about it. I see pictures of some of our murals. There's no context to it. So what I want to do is just educate them, share them, document them, preserve them.
Right. So as you alluded to, you, just being the type of person you are, saved a lot of original hard copy archives. I did not even know that until we started doing that mashup project, that not only did you have the vision, you have all these archives to draw from.
47 years.
Wow. And so how have you been sharing them? Tell us, bring us up to date now, because that is really what the Westpark Story Project is all about.
Right. What we thought it was about was the art. Then as we moved further, organically it turned into the stories of the people that created the art. So
well, so you were collecting them. No, it's cool. You've been collecting them. And now being back here in the city, and I think it was really a lot of that working with the Pura Avenida crew of recognizing here's these young artists doing their thing with really no sense of history, and it's not on them. How would they know? Either they moved here early, or who knows what, and it was that lack of context.
Yeah, really. When I reached out to Juan Martinez and Onofre, who were coordinating parts of the mural, they had never heard of the murals, never seen them. So they were the one that encouraged me to do the first exhibit. So I really liked the fact that they respected it and wanted to know the stories.
So the first exhibit of the Westpark Story happened
at the Pura Avenida mural dedication on March 26, 2022.
Okay, and I seem to recall where I was really blown away with seeing how much original artwork that you had was at Bell Arts, where we had like an opening there.
That was
and the community, you could just see them, like, again, who knew they'd been seeing these, or they see an old decrepit mural. And I think that was the time when we were actually working at restoring the Westpark mural, which now has since been repainted exactly the way it was for now a good 10, 20 years, we hope.
I have Ricardo Delgado's original drawing of the mural from 1978. I have newspaper articles. I have action shots. I have the list of the kids that painted it. I mean, I kept all this stuff because it was important.
So where do you what do you see all this archiving going to in your, in your wildest dreams? What would be your dream vision for how to preserve and communicate this history, besides obviously keeping on making new murals and such?
Well, I think, our goal really is to, like I said, share them, educate the community, document them, archive them, and then bequeath them to perhaps Cal State Channel Islands. I have some stuff that should go to Moore Park College. We'd like to do an exhibit at the museum. I don't think they know about the stuff I have. I really don't. And it's not that it's mine, it's the community's. And I think we need to share those stories. It's a big inspiration to our youth.
I know that just in our communications with the city, we've been even like educating people that working for the city right here, right now, because so many people come in new. They new like they moved here. Like new.
There's no continuity, the turnover. It's been 40 years. Come on. So a lot of them didn't even know about this. So it's important that we document it. We're part of the city's history. Those youth and those families contributed to it.
Neighborhoods change.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's name drop an event that you've been putting on for the last couple of years and intend to do for the future. We'll keep it at that.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what you've done at your art stroll events to push, to make, here we are again.
In 1977, we held the first Avenue Days at Westpark.
Oh my goodness.
Avenue Days was a community celebration that eventually, the last time we did it was in 1989. It was 3 days long. So Art Stroll is kind of the nephew of Avenue Days. We kind of want to bring as many people as possible to showcase the talent, and share the different parts of our community, whether it's skateboarding, murals, lowriders. Our first art stroll happened in 2023. We had it in the parking lot of Bepa's restaurant on the avenue. We got 200 people. You were there, so that was really a great organic turnout, very grassroots.
We knew that people were interested and that they wanted it to happen.
We saw kids saying, "Oh, that's my dad in that picture," and one youth got to meet the photographer that took that picture.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, if I could hand you a blank check, what would you spend it on as far as the Westpark Story Project?
Ideally, to complete those goals, of documenting and me getting rid of boxes of stuff that's taking up space, and then also some ideas to preserve them as historical landmarks, getting that designation, doing exhibits, final exhibits at the museum.
It almost seems like the history of the West Side could be like a class in itself.
Oh yeah.
As someone who, and then this is my opinion, but the neighborhood's changed so much since when I'm a latecomer. I moved in 1989. So when I hear about, what came before me, and I remember, you come to a place, you think it's the wild frontier and, it's free form, everything's all cool, but really there are roots and there is a community that's there.
And it's important that people know the history of the families on the avenue. They went to Westpark and created all these things. So.
And did something with their lives, too.
Yeah,
it was a real intervention.
During my last stint there, from 91 to 96, I coordinated gang prevention and intervention. From those programs, we produced great, we have the director of the Oxnard Boys and Girls Club, we have a film producer, 3 lawyers, 4 teachers that came out of those programs. So those are the kind of people and the stories you want to share.
So how do people get in touch with you?
We have 2 social media pages. Instagram is the Westpark Story 805. Okay. And then we have Avenue Days 805 on Instagram. Working on a website.
They can reach you through those.
Through those websites. Also, if you wanted to email me, I can give you, it's just the Westpark Story 805 at Gmail. We're going to be hosting our 3rd annual Avenue Art Stroll. So we've got to get a lot of people involved in that, and I want them to know.
Okay. So thank you, Berta.
You're very welcome.
The journey continues. And I want to thank you all for joining us today on Our Ventura TV. My name is MB Hanrahan, and I will see you next time.